Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today we're going to work on part 2 of the page I'm working on in this book, Moonlit Vale, Mythical Coloring and Art Book by Annie Gerard here. And we're working on the frog page. This is part 1 and we are working on part 2. We're working on the leaves and the flowers. We're going to do the bottom. Hopefully I can get the whole picture done. So I'm going to do a portion of the leaves, get them as dark as the ones we worked on here. The berries, the background area I'm going to do with ink, distress ink probably, and probably a brown green tones. We'll have to work on the flowers, a little bit more work on the dragonfly, both of the snails. The groundwork here, I'm not sure if this is pebbles that his little guy is on or if it's water. So we put blue down here and then we're going to do it kind of in brown and blue and make it look either like a muddy water with rocks in it. We have a little ladybug here, 2 acorns, and whatever this fluffy stuff is in the background, and then 1 border piece. So I'm going to quit talking and we're going to get working. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work on this side since we have some of those leaves done. And I'm going to go in and find a leaf here. Well, here we have the tall one. I'm using black to darken the bottom of the stem here and bringing it up. It's a nighttime picture, so everything's going to be a little dark with a little bit of glow on it from the stars. Okay, so that was just black. Then we're going to bring in some chrome green opaque and just darken up the side of these. Do the same on this, but leaving the tips a little wider. And then we'll bring in some cream on that. Some cream on those too. We're just going to color those green. This green is earth green yellowish. There's something in the background here and I'm not quite sure what color that is, but it's going to be a greenish color. Everything is just kind of be shaded in different tones down here. It's not much of a understanding of what is there. It's just a bunch of like little balls. This is some kind of plant, so we're just going to add a little more shading into that. And a little in there. Leave the rest of that alone. We do have a leaf that this guy is on. It's an interesting shaped leaf. It just has lines going every which way. So I'm not quite understanding the pattern of that, but I would assume it would, like this one, come out and have some pieces that do that, along with little guys that hang out. This can't be the line that is the center of the leaf, so we're going to make one up and then just bring these out from it. And go in that direction. We're going to darken underneath our little snail here. This is all done with the black. And under this side of the snail. Okay, bring in the green. Since we darkened that, we're just going to darken one side of it. This leaf is under that leaf, so we need to darken that. That'll make sense. Bring in some of the earth green yellowish. Bring in some green gold. And let's work on this little bug down here. We're going to put some gold in him. And these things. Okay. You know what? We're going to do that down here in these leaves too. We're going to bring some of that green gold down in here. Here we go. Boom. And maybe we'll add some of that in here. I'm not sure if those are rocks. Okay. Gonna bring in some of our red violet here. Needed to darken that up a little bit. I'm going to put a little of that down in these berry type things down here. exactly sure what kind of bug this is, but we're going to make it a reddish bug. Bringing that color up. It's in the berries, it's in the flowers, so we're just going to bring it up on the page. Just following those black lines up and around. Darken it down here, leave it light in the middle, touch a little darkness out here, just in some spots. Okay, we're going to go around and do that on all of those. Okay, the color we used was a skin tone. So I'm going to bring in dark flesh in here. And let that in our little guy up here too. Throw a little in our snail. And the guy over here. Peek at that in the berries. And down in here. Okay. Light flash. Very softly putting that in. Okay. Gonna bring in a little of the Holbein white. Make sure our tip is clean. And we're just gonna bring some of that white back into the petal top. Blend all those colors together. I'm going to add a little shine on our snail here. And a little bug down here. We're going to give him some brightness here. No, I don't want to go with green. I got a yellow or gold in here. I know I do. So let's pull that back up. It's the case. It's making so much noise. Sorry. Oh, that's too deep. Might be a good color though. There we go. This is 993. And we'll just brighten this little guy up here. I'll do the same with these. Bring it into some of these leaves too. Put some in our berries over on the other side. We're going to brighten those up a little bit. Snail. We're going to do that in the middle of these flowers, just on one side. We'll get another color to do the other side. I like that color with that pink. It's really pretty. I'm also going to throw out in these leaves down here. Okay, this is a brown tone. This is number 26. We're just going to go around some of these rocks. If they're not rocks, they are now. So I don't know what they are, but this is a straight line with a pole on it. I don't know what that is either. But we're just going to darken some of these. Okay. They don't have to be perfect. I'm going to go in with different colors here too. I want to make him brighter, but I just seem to be making him darker. So we're going to bring in your bright color. cadmium yellow lemon. See if we can't get him just a little bit brighter, but he's just going to blend in with everybody. Okay, acorns need to be darker on one side, so just bring in the red. Violet that we were using. Okay, we need browns and grays for the rocks. I don't know, brown, gray. We've got green, gold, and light yellow ochre here. And then we'll bring in a walnut. And I just bring it everywhere. Gonna shade up those guys a little bit. I'm just going to bring it in here on all those a little bit. Okay. Let's see. I think we need a little more color up on this guy, so I'm going to bring in that bright yellow lemon that I had. I'll do his legs and the center of these there. All right. I want his eyes done. He looks silly without some eyes, so we're going to bring in black pen for that. This is the glaze pen from Sakura. And we're just going to add some nice shiny black eyes. And I think I'll add some of that in the frog's eyes too. Just be careful. Just make some pop. Okay, after he dries, I will put dots in that eye. We have to do the base down here. I think I'm okay with this when I put the green in. Green, brown in that. So we're just going to work on this little bit. This is the green gold. Can do brown leaves down here. Just going to go around all these curls. It's okay if you add lines because we're coloring the background a different color. It'll go right over it. While we're at it, we're going to go right in the framework here. So we'll go all the way around doing that. We're not filling it completely in. We're going to put a couple of colors in that. So we're just going around getting some of this in there. It's probably one of the reasons I love Polychromos so much is their layering capabilities. There's some of that in here too. Okay, we have the yellow ochre color in here. So we'll throw a little of that up here. Well, everywhere, so I have to watch it when I'm jumping all over the page. Okay, when we're done with that color, we'll add in... Okay, I had the walnut out here. Here it is. And we're at the corner here, so we're going to darken that corner. Really deep in the corner, so I'm putting a little more pressure on it. And then just let it come down. Just going to bring that in a little bit here. Okay, then every now and then we'll change it from the light to the dark. Putting more pressure on that so you get the more vibrant color. Okay, we're going to do it like that all the way around. All down in here. Every corner will be this dark. Okay. The leaves will be done like that too, so we'll pick a leaf here. We're going to do this one here. This is the lightest color, the light yellow ochre. Green gold, bring in some of those lines. Then the walnut. Green gold again. Oops, I forgot the walnut in here. And sharpen this one. And we'll sharpen that one too. This is the light yellow ochre. Then we're going to take our violet red here. We have it in the berries. We have it all over the picture. And we're going to take a little bit of that and add it in the darkest sections here. And brighten up some areas with the red. It's okay if you go out of the lines. So remember, we're going to do a different color in the background. This just gives it a nice brighter color. I say brighter, but it gives it a richer color, I should say. Okay, we're going to add it in these swirls too. Then we're going to take a little bit of the white and just come in some areas. And we're going to do that all the way around these leaves. Kind of have to do that before I go to the next step. Because we're going to do a color behind there that goes on up into the page and around the edges. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. Finished up that part. And we're going to take in our distress ink. We have peeled paint, vintage photo, forest moss. We've used these colors already in the page, so we're just going to use them again. We used the peeled paint in the frog and some areas out here, a little tiny bit with a mini brush. I'm going to use the big ones this time. I only ink up 1/2 of it. Rub it about 10 times, give it a bounce. We're going to go over here rub some of that off, and we're just going to go in at the top and we're going to bring that color in. Now it will activate with a little bit of the color, but not much. If you did this in Prisma, it would just glide right over. It will on the polys, their wax base. So anything you did not color is going to get discoloration. So all those little fuzzy wuzzy things that I couldn't figure out are all going to turn green. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. We're going to go down here and put that in here too. Right around this area. If anything isn't there, it's going to get that color. I'm going to do this a little splotchy down here, leaving some other areas that aren't covered because I'm bringing in other colors. Okay, my little Tombows over here are making a lot of noise. Let me get the cover for that. Put them back on the floor. Now we won't be hearing that. Okay, we're going to go up here and get whatever was up there, trying to avoid my flowers and the little dragonfly up there. Okay, that's enough of that green. We're going to bring in the vintage photo, which is a brown. And I, again, I'm only inking up the one side, dabbing it off. And we're going to bring that down here into the corner, up and through here. Mix those two colors together. Bring it on up into our mosh pit up here. I don't know what it is. Dirt, rocks, a little bit of wetness. How about marsh? It's a marsh pit. Okay. Bring some of that vintage photo up in the corners up here. Anywhere you think you'd like some color, we're avoiding that and all of the other stars. Okay, we have one more color to bring in, and that is our forest moss. It's a deep green, so we're only going to put it in a few spots. Use the other side of the spongy thing. Just gonna put it in some areas. I may not even, well, I'll bring it down here a little bit. Somehow that one's not turning green. Might have some white in it. So we'll have to color that. Okay, don't throw it up there. You have to cap that thing. Okay, we're going to take off our side pieces here. And then touch up any areas that you think need to be touched up. This guy needs some green up here. Oh, look at that, just a bit closer. Bring a darker green here and see if we just can't make that a nice dark green. Must have a color underneath it that I didn't realize I put there. So we'll just add a little of white on that side and then try to bring in a little, there we go, color there. Okay, we're going to take a little cream or ivory and we're just going to go over some of these spots down here. Not a whole lot, just enough to give a little bit of highlight to those areas. Okay, because they got kind of dark in some spots. If you want to, you can bring a little of that in and shine up your border too. Ivory is a nice alternative to the white. Especially we're into all of these olivey type colors between the olive and the gold. Bring it into the flowers. You can bring it into some leaves to give them a little bit more of a highlight. This got kind of dark down here. I don't mind it, but just bring in a little of that ivory and it'll brighten some spots up. If you think you need some other color, a red would be another option. Just adding a touch on some of these things. I do it on him, but I like the way he is. I think I need to add a bit of a shadow underneath him, so we're going to bring in the dark sepia and just darken under his feet and down into our marsh. And I think that area needs to be just a bit darker. I'm going to pull in some of that dark green we had to just add some in there. If you want, you can go around and shadow some of those areas. Give this guy a little shadow under him too. Can go underneath the rocks. Put a little shadow underneath those. There. Little color up there. A little red or brown. There we go. Picture is done. I finished it. Yay! Just give it a quick wipe. Put these little leaves out here. Could use a little bit of color. Just to make them pop a little more out here. And I'm sure I have one over here that could do the same thing. The ink will dry a little lighter, not much, but a little bit. Yeah, I like how that turned out. What I'm going to do is leave a picture at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.